we're going to start off looking at the hush money case is what it's called, which is weird because it's not really hush money. I mean, I've signed non-disclosure agreements. You probably signed non-disclosure agreements. Doesn't necessarily make it hush money, but I understand. That makes it sound more nefarious, makes it sound unethical, makes it sound bad. But in the hush money case, I'm not a lawyer or a legal expert, so we're going to bring in someone who is. Dunham Biles is a legal expert with the Biles Wilson Law Firm here in Dallas. Okay, now explain to the layman exactly what is going on in the... Yeah, you're a little late on that one. What exactly is going on now? We have, what, opening statements today? Is that what's going on?
Yes, we had opening statements followed by David Pecker testified for a short while before they adjourned for...
All right, that sounds familiar. That's the National Enquirer guy.
That's correct.
How has he rolled into this?
They started off with him because somehow this is part of their grand the grand conspiracy. Apparently, it's they think it's just terrible that Mr. Pecker was paying for stories and might have been tipping off Trump in the campaign as nose and eyes and ears, and somehow that's illegal. It's not correct, but that's the prosecutor's view of the world.
Wait, somehow what's illegal? To tell him that there's about to be a bad story published about you?
Yep, that's the allegation, and they paid for I forget the Playboy model. They apparently paid her $150,000 for her story, and so they're somehow looping all these people into a grand conspiracy where it's not clear at all any conspiracy existed, much less any evidence of any crime.
Well, let's just say I think the closest analog we have for something like this would be the sexual harassment case against Bill Clinton by Paula Jones. There was a big payout in that. How is that different than this one? The $850,000 payout in the 90s, if I remember correctly?
Yeah, well, I think the answer is that Mr. Bragg ran on he was going to get Trump, and so he's cobbled together his theory of how to get Trump. That's the difference. These non-disclosure agreements, I'm literally working on a settlement agreement this afternoon for a case that has nothing to do with anything inappropriate. It has a non-disclosure agreement in it. When you get employed, sometimes your employment agreement has a non-disclosure agreement in it.
Yeah, we have those.
Yeah, it happens all the time.
Any chance that these charges can stick? Because, I mean, if you can get this far, and we saw what happened with Letitia James, and we've seen what's happened in these other cases, I mean, is there a chance that this might come up with a guilty verdict?
These are troubling times. And with the jury, you don't know. I think with the rulings, with this judge has previously made, I don't agree with them. But I just can't believe that if in the end there is a guilty, that would ever be upheld at the Court of Appeals. But we live in very strange and disturbing times.
All right, let's say he does get found guilty. Does this prevent him from running for president?
No, this should not in any way prevent him from running for president. But
what is he facing as far as sentencing goes? Could he be in jail?
Well, so there's a very limited chance, I think, on these particular claims that he lands up in jail. There's a chance that they may ask for a lesser included misdemeanor charge. But yes, I guess in theory one could land up running for president while sitting in jail. But in all likelihood, he would pay the bond. He'd probably get a bond set pending appeal and be able to continue to run.
What is the name of the actual charge? I know you lawyers have like specific names for these things. What's this one's called? Do you know?
Well, in this one, it's a New York statute of falsifying records, and I think they indicted on 38 counts. So,
okay, so that sounds like something you could go to prison for.
Well, yeah, yes, you can. I don't think.
Do people?
On the felony charge, yes. On the misdemeanor, I don't think. Look, this prosecutor won't prosecute anybody. I just go and prosecute this claim. So, yes, it is possible that one could land up in jail.
Dunham Biles, what's next? What's going to happen after this? What are we looking for? A bunch of witnesses coming to the stand or what?
Yeah, the prosecution is going to go walk through their witnesses. I understand that the prosecution, normally they give you a heads up a day in advance or so of who's coming, but they're afraid Trump will scare these people. So we won't know the order of the witnesses necessarily in advance. And they claim they're going to take 6 weeks to try this case. So,
are we going to know everyone's name? Are we going to know these people?
Oh, I'm sure. I'm sure these are all you know. You're going to see Stormy Daniels. You're going to see Michael Cohen. Who knows? Oh, Hope. There's a list of well-known people that I'm sure they're going to call this team.
Are they going to do cameras in the courtroom like the Johnny Depp trial? I kind of like that.
Yeah, no, we're not that lucky. There aren't cameras in the courtroom for this.
Dunham, how come they don't have cameras in the important court cases, but then in the silly little divorce celebrity cases we get cameras?
Well, because it depends what state you're in and what the judges think about cameras. You know, we don't get cameras in the U.S. Supreme Court either.
Right.
So each court does their own thing.
Because this could be like the 28th season of The Apprentice or something. I mean, we could get some real mileage out of this.
Yes, it could be. I'm sure it would be the most watched thing on daytime TV right now.
Dunham, do you have an answer for me on why when I see all the court sketch artists, you can't have cameras in the courtroom, but they have the sketch artists. Why does it always look like they're sketching chalk on a grocery bag? What's with that?
I don't know. I can't draw a stick figure, so I'm not going to criticize another person's actual art.
Yeah, well, look, they can draw better than me, but I question their choice of medium. Why is it chalk on a grocery bag, and no one can ever answer that? But other than that, you did a great job. This is Dunham Biles helping us out, understanding what's going on, opening statements in Trump's hush money case. Dunham Biles, Wilson Law Firm. Thanks for being on the James Show.
Thank you. Have a great day.
You too.